software will not only make it soft until you have the hardware on the ground. Not that the solution you are offering to him is not good.
Okay.
It's not that it's not needed.
Yeah.
But what category of need index or the degree does it fall into? There's what we call reiteration time.
Okay.
For you in agritech, you work with seasons, not days.
Oh.
If it does not work this season, bro, forget. It's next season that you are trying it out. So the question is, how can we regulate? How can we manage technology? This is where we should be talking about. This is what you should be talking about.
Yeah.
Not misconception that is guided by fears, by phobia, and all of this. But basic understanding of science. Let me be sincere with you. I've been here for 12 years now. It's not easy. But
it gets better.
It gets better.
Yeah.
And if you have mission, and as you fulfill your mission a day at a time, you get fulfillment.
Okay.
That's what keeps you going.
Welcome to another super exciting episode of the Grow Podcast. I'm your host with the most, the blackest girl in your neighborhood. You're welcome to the Grow Podcast, where we talk about agriculture and how it affects us as individuals and a society. Most of you always say that agriculture is for the old people, it's for the poor people. Agriculture is not, what's that word now you guys say? Demure. Wait until I introduce you to the guest of the day, then I'll come back. After the episode, I'll ask you, was it demure enough or not? With me today is Mr. Femi Adekoya. It's good to have you in the studio.
Thank you so much.
How are you?
I'm very well.
Hope it wasn't hard to locate the studio.
No, it wasn't that.
It was demure.
So straightforward.
Happy. So please tell us your name and a bit about yourself and what you do.
Okay. My name is Femi Adekoya, like you mentioned.
Yeah.
And aka the Flying Farmer.
Okay, you had to do that. You had to just show off a bit.
Yeah, I'm the Flying Farmer.
Flying Farmer, okay.
Yeah. So I am the founder and managing director
of
Integrated Area Precision,
Okay.
which is sometimes called IA Precision. This is actually a precision agriculture technology company where we are bridging the digital agriculture gap and providing precision agriculture solutions to farmers, helping them to actually farm smarter, better, and more profitably, because agriculture is business at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I also lead the vision at Precision Feed Academy,
Okay.
where we are raising the next generation of tech-inclined and digitally savvy farmers and agricultural professionals. So I am passionate about, you would always find me between advocacy, practice, and education all around the agricultural sector. Yeah.
That's a good one, actually.
Thank
so
you.
where did the Flying Farmer come from? I said I was going to ask you that question because
Okay. Well, yeah.
you have wings that I can't see.
Mm-hmm.
I'll check.
You can't see it. You said it.
Oh, I can't see the wings.
You can't see the wings, all right. But
So there are wings.
There are wings. Yeah.
Okay.
But I will explain.
Okay, please do.
So how the Flying Farmer is about? It's a name I came to accept for the brand.
Okay.
And it has more meaning than the wings or so.
Okay.
So I have actually been involved in the agricultural sector for 12 years now.
12 years.
Yes.
Okay.
And I've been actively in doing business and engaging. I started all the way from my university days.
So you studied agriculture
Yeah, I
in
studied
school.
agriculture.
One of those that practiced.
And one of those, few of those who chose to study agriculture,
Okay.
and few of those who studied and now practice.
Okay. We have few people studying it, and few people that decided to study it came out and decided not to practice. But you're one of those that studied,
Yeah.
and is practicing.
So that's simply stemming from the passion I have for agriculture from my
Okay.
teenagehood. Coming from the idea or the thoughts that came to my mind, I think 8 or 9.
Mm-hmm.
Like I will plant a seed of maize and I will get, hundreds of that back in matter of weeks.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me. To that young boy who is entrepreneur, like,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
like,
Don't they body since?
there's gonna be money, yeah,
Yeah.
right? Something doubling something, right?
Right?
So, and that was how I actually opened up to agriculture. I'm very sure that my academic grades changed from
Okay.
that perception. I mean, my secondary school days, becoming a young farmers
Yeah.
president,
Oh,
yes,
nice.
when it came to choosing first degree course, I went straight to choosing agriculture and studying at the Federal University of Agriculture at Belkuta, uh, called FUNAB now.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, it's about the passion. Graduated also. Oh, good. Good
You're
stuff.
so good, actually. Flying farmer. So we have
Flying
with us the
farmer.
flying farmer today.
So,
Okay.
and I remember then in school, I do not only studying, I was studying and I was practicing.
Oh, nice. Works
Yes.
hand in
So I
hand.
was studying and practicing.
Yeah.
And but studying and practicing as an expression of passion, what I mean, that convention,
Mm-hmm.
I had the first class and I was doing my farming big time. I mean,
Okay.
or didn't let's say big time, but real time.
Okay.
In school then. So I was called Femi Farmer around that time.
Femi
Yeah,
farmer.
Femi Farmer. So
Nice. Nice.
yeah, then so but when I had the opportunity to go, study and had the opportunity to learn about drone technology,
Yeah.
that was in the UK. So coming back, things changed. Like, okay, Femi Farmer. I wasn't, so I was trying to bring in drones. So
Mm-hmm.
I think now it's time to be flying, right? So I
Okay.
fly with drones, right?
Oh, now
And
I get it. Now
yeah,
I get it. Flying farmer because you
flying
used the
farmer.
drone.
Say I use drones
See
in
me thinking he had
agriculture.
wings and he could fly.
Yes, I have wings.
Okay, okay, fine. Okay, you have wings. You could
Yes.
fly. So agriculture has been there for a while now.
Yeah.
It's been there since our forefathers and all of that. Why is it called modern agriculture now? Why that name modern agriculture?
I think the word modern is to actually describe something that has actually changed over
Oh,
time.
so agriculture has changed.
Yeah, I mean, often, if we have a podcast in the 1980s
Yeah.
or in the 1970s, we would actually find somebody also saying modern agriculture. There would
Oh.
always be something modern. Agriculture itself
Yeah.
keeps evolving.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as we have the industrial revolutions, we are always also having the agricultural revolutions,
Yeah.
right? That we then say, oh, this is modern, this is the new thing, this is the Hinton, right? So now we are now in the fourth agricultural revolution, which is also called the digital revolution or digital agriculture revolution. So
Oh, it makes more sense now. So we hear of tech here, tech there, but now there is agritech.
yeah.
Please expatiate. What is agritech and how does it work?
Okay, what is agritech? Well,
Yeah.
the word agritech oftentimes, depending on context,
Okay.
yeah, but oftentimes when we talk about it, general broadly speaking, and in relation to other tech,
Mm-hmm.
ed tech, logitech or logistic tech,
Mm-hmm.
fintech, it's all around using ICT.
Okay.
Yeah, but technology goes beyond just ICT.
ICT.
Right. So we
Yeah.
have biotechnology, we have many other techs.
Technology. Yeah.
Yeah, that are necessarily not information communication technology. But the most popular ones is tech bro, like something like that.
All the tech bros
Yeah.
around.
So these are actually ICT applications
yeah.
in agriculture. So and I deal with that, talking about use of drones, GIS, remote sensing. These are ICT, how we can actually manage information, communicate information, and all that stuff.
Oh, nice. So, what role does technology play in the modern agriculture?
I remember I did a TED talk. That was my first TED talk,
Okay.
TED talk, and it was titled "Steering New Waters
Okay.
in Technology."
All right.
And I was in that talk, I was spurring people to the reality of the various revolutions that we had over the years, and how this has actually affected the future of work or the reality about work, right, in various industry. And but the point is, in all of this revolution, people who are smart are those who are able to actually use technology
Okay.
to actually transform their life, their processes, their business, and all that operations. So now to the importance of tech in the modern agriculture, I think tech is the core that defines the modernity in the modern agriculture.
Okay. Okay.
So
Yeah.
because
True.
at different times at different seasons or the revolutions that we classify. It is a certain technology or some certain technologies that defines this revolution or
Okay.
evolution. So that's it's the core. It's what gives definition to the 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 modern
Mm-hmm.
stuff that we're talking about, right?
Okay, so you're
So
saying that
yeah.
it's called modern agriculture because technology has been introduced into agriculture.
So much more than that,
Yeah.
now to the context of our own modern day,
Yeah.
it's now digital agriculture. So when we say something is digital, we are saying
So
technology,
we're working
digital
smart now.
technology. We are now working smart.
Smart.
We are now using our phones, softwares, drones.
Drones.
IoT. We are now hearing IoT, artificial intelligence. We're now hearing things like machine learning.
Okay.
And all of those buzzwords, blockchain, robotics, embedded systems. We are now hearing all of these things, right? So these
No.
are actually the texts that defines the present fourth agricultural revolution, which we refer to as modern.
So we can have tech
modern
bros in the
agriculture.
agricultural industry. We can have tech bros in the agriculture industry.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm one, right?
Oh, yes. I see that.
I'm
So,
one.
what are some
Yeah.
innovating farming techniques being used today?
Hmm. The list is actually inexhaustive, right?
So just tell us. Give us 5.
But you said some.
Okay.
One of it is what I am
Into.
leading with,
Okay.
yeah, which is drone technology.
I was going to ask, how does that work?
Okay.
Just.
Yeah. Okay. So drone technology is actually one, and drone technology is actually what is also referred to as unmanned area vehicles.
Okay.
So these are actually aircraft that do not have somebody sitting on board at the cockpit controlling stuff.
Oh.
That's what we actually call drones. And
Okay.
this thing called drones, in technical terms, it means different. I mean, we can use different words to talk about drones or
Yeah.
to refer to drones
Yeah.
or remotely piloted aircraft, area robot, so on and so forth,
Yeah.
UAS and all that. As far as somebody is not sitting on board, but that thing is actually
In the
flying,
air,
in
flying,
the air,
yeah.
right?
Flying
It's an
farmer.
electronic and all that stuff,
Okay.
or avionic part. But the application in agriculture then comes in just two categories in terms of functionality.
Okay.
We are now in digital world where data is key. Data is key.
Yeah.
So what we do with drones is to collect data, is to harvest data, gather data,
Okay.
right? Or mine data on the field, and all that. So we can be able to use drone technology to collect data. What kind of data? We know these days when we actually use data, it's actually like just saying it's an ambiguous word, but we know what we're saying.
Yeah,
it's
true.
a raw fact, right? So we use drones to actually capture data, to understanding farm topography, the land, the soil, the plant on the field. You want to actually understand, get insight about all of these elements on the land, on the field. And you, as a farmer, we know in production economics that we have factors of production: land, labor, capital, right? And you, as the entrepreneur, the manager of all of these resources, right? So, we as a manager, we want to ensure that we have the right information to be able to optimize all of these aforementioned resources: the land, the labor, and the capital, right? So, how can drone? This is actually where data comes in, information.
Yeah.
Right. We process data into information. So getting data about all of our crops, animals on the field, our infrastructures
Using the drone.
using drones. So
that's so good.
Yeah, that's what we do. So that's where we then say crop monitoring comes in using drones. Scouting the field to know where there are pests and diseases, where there are
pests.
quickly detecting deficiency, right, of the crops, counting animals on the field or checking their health out,
using drones.
using drones. So, and these drones particularly actually carry what we call sensors, right?
Okay.
It's the sensors that actually sense and get data for us. It's just like digital thermometer when you put it on your forehead.
Yeah,
it reads your temperature
and all
from
of that. Yes,
just like that. So it's a sensor. So another use of drone technology would actually be doing some specific activity, spraying crops,
Mm-hmm.
right? Precision spraying, spot or targeted application, using drones to actually plant seed through broadcasting,
Okay.
spreading of fertilizers, um, and so on and so forth. You can, as far as you can actually attach something to that vehicle that flies
Mm-hmm.
and can be able to help you do some specific activity. That's actually how drones actually work. So there are much more use cases, depending on various contexts in animal production, in crop production, in tree plantation, and all that. So that's how we actually use drone technology. And drone technology does not wholly exist on its own. It collects data, right?
Okay.
But this data did not just sit down, right?
Yeah.
You have to process it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we have softwares, we have AI, to process
Wow.
the data or do
Okay.
some analytics, for us to actually mine information, insights, gain patterns, and then like, oh, if it goes this way, this trend, this is the next line of action. So taking actionable decisions,
Yeah.
right? Or decisions that are sustainable and action that, are economically viable too.
Hmm. That's a lot to take in, and it's so good to know that agritech is here. I mean, okay, so can agritech change the food chain?
Hmm.
It can.
Yes.
Please explain.
Can agritech change the food chain?
Yeah.
The food chain is actually complex.
Yeah.
It is. When we say food chain, it would mean from the input to the output,
Mm-hmm.
from the farm to the table, or from the soil to the stomach.
Yeah.
So agritech, we want to actually get information, right? So in all this value chain, across this value chain, every stakeholder needs information to be able to act on.
Okay.
Yeah, to be able to be efficient. Just like, even if you're not a farmer and you're just in the value chain of logistics, you want to know what is the shortest distance between point A, the farm, to point B, your storehouse, because you want to actually take the shortest distance to ensure that you are not spending longer time on the road and you're reducing the shelf life of your tomatoes or your crops. You
Okay.
know, things like GIS, geographic information systems, can give us actually information about what's the shortest distance, and that's why you use your Google Map, right?
True.
Right.
True.
So
Actually.
which route? Okay. So that's actually an information, and we can actually adapt that into agriculture. That is agritech, right?
Yeah.
Leveraging
Yeah.
technology into agriculture. Or you want to as a farmer, and you want to actually know, okay, what would be my harvest, what how would my harvest look like in the
Yeah.
next 2 weeks, and you want to be able to prepare yourself so that you can be able to negotiate very well,
Okay.
so that you don't put yourself under pressure even after you've harvested.
Mm-hmm.
Things like drones can actually help us to collect this data.
Wow.
Yes, we know that if let's say you're planting garbage, for example,
Yeah.
or you're a oil palm farmer, let's use garbage. That's
Okay.
a short-term crop. Its garbage market is actually, or garbage is sold by the size of the head. You want to set the numbers that you have and the size of the head, so degrading.
Yeah.
You can be able to, before you harvest, you can be able to fly the drone, map the field, collect the data or capture the data, process it, and then you can be able to count with drone, even if you have 10 hectares, 20 hectares, and like a sea of garbage all around. Like, oh, how do we count this until you actually harvest, right?
Yeah.
No, you don't need to harvest. You can actually fly over the field and then count the number of heads you have. And not only count, you can be able to grade in terms of sizes, the perimeter or the diameter of the sizes that you actually, of the heads that you have. So you can be able to tell Mr. Shoprite or Mr. This you want to actually take off my garbage. You can see these are the pictures also, okay, when you harvest, no, don't worry, this is the quantity I actually have, this is the grade I actually have, this is the
Oh,
size you are
wow.
looking for.
Yeah.
That can actually give that information.
Actually making life more easier.
Makes life more easier, right? So yeah, these are actually ways that agritech, right, can change. And
Food
I can
chain.
keep talking and talking, pointing, spotlighting each steps in the value chain, each point in the value chain.
Wow.
We can be able to see, is it about connecting you as a farmer or you as a consumer to a farmer easily. You want to traceability. That's where we have blockchain. Oh, I
Okay.
want to know which farmer actually grows this,
Yeah.
right?
Or has seedlings.
Yeah, with blockchain, we can be able to trace what did they use in the production of these things. Through
Okay.
the record, I can be able to check the ledger and understand, okay, what has actually gone into this producing this food.
Okay.
Is it your animals? What vaccines have they received?
Okay.
Right? And this is you at your house or in your restaurant checking things out, right? So, and that's the power of agritech, right? On the field, also, farmers, I want to actually combat pest and diseases before they actually hit my stuff economically to a point that that affect my profitability.
Yeah.
Agritech is actually there for you. You want to detect diseases with your phone. Farmers now are able to snap their cassava, their maize, and artificial intelligence gives them like, oh, if you see this, this looks like um, um, bacterial blight. This is what you should use. This is the crop protection product you should use, particularly. So it's a lot.
Wow.
Or are you a policymaker, right? So you want to actually say, okay, in this village, what do they need? What
Okay.
infrastructure do they need? Or
Okay.
this farming community, what should we actually bring to them? You want to assess infrastructure, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with agritech, like GIS, drone technology, Earth
Mm-hmm.
observation, like satellite imagery, you can be able to get some information that helps you to make the right decision that meets the need of the people in that.
So in other words, drone does everything.
Not only drones.
Okay.
No, drones do not actually plow the ground.
Okay. Yeah. Obviously, of course they would
Yeah,
not.
drones do not plow the ground, so it does not do everything.
So since we're
But,
talking food, what do you think about GMO foods?
okay, what do I think about GMO food?
Yeah, what's your take on it?
This is a sensitive question,
Yeah.
right? But I'm also going to be frank in answering from my perspective as a scientist, right? Right. I'm a scientist,
Okay.
so I've
You wear a lot
trained.
of hats then.
Yeah, I've trained, as a plant scientist, and the the general public have a sentimental view about
GMO food.
genetically modified organisms. Let me even spell it out, because
Yeah.
it looks like some people do not understand
What it
the word
means.
GMOs,
Yeah.
right? Like GM, it means poison. No, calm down.
They didn't want to hear.
It doesn't mean poison.
Okay.
It doesn't mean poison. It means genetically modified organisms.
Oh.
And this is what we do as humans, right? As humans, if you are short, right, you want to actually have maybe natural selection. In what is what we call natural selection, you want to actually choose somebody who is tall.
Yeah, so the babies can actually.
This is your brain telling you have to modify, so that you have to modify your upstring.
Okay.
That's what you're doing,
True.
right?
Yeah, you don't want to go carry another
You
short
don't want to
person.
act like you don't want to have to, right?
True that. Yeah.
That's what we're doing. Or you want to breed crops together.
Yeah.
That is, even if it is through natural breeding or crossbreeding, it is you trying to modify something to get a better thing, right?
Okay.
And that is the objective of genetic engineering, that produces the product or organism called genetically modified organism. So it's a modern technique to actually help us to fast track the end game, which is, can we have a better crop? A better crop that can resist diseases, a better crop that can provide more nutritional benefit,
Okay.
a better crop that can actually withstand the hustle and bustle of Nigerian road. Tomatoes, for example, if your tomatoes are watery, it is falling on the ground.
Yeah.
There's what we call mechanical friction that will actually break it. You have more pressure. But if your tomatoes are strong and hardy, fleshy, right, it can be able to last longer, right? Despite the rigor or on the road, and it gets to the end point in a good shape. So how can we achieve that faster? GMOs or genetically engineering gives us that leverage to quickly achieve this. Do you know a seed of tomato, the natural selection stuff, or maize, could take about 10 years or more to actually breed, to get that so variety hybrid that you are using to plant today.
Okay.
From conception of that project, breeding project, to final stage on the shelf
Yeah.
or to the market for farmers to have. But these are the things that people don't know. So when genetic engineering enters, it shortens that lifespan. Why? Because the process of mating is not like, oh, let us wait for the animals, just for example, or let us wait for this season to actually happen before this
Crop
process
can
of
actually.
can actually happen, right? You want to do it naturally. And because of our religious mindset, like, oh, if it is not God that created it,
We're not
and
eating
it
it.
is man that is engineering it.
Yeah.
They have engineered cancer into it. That's a lie.
But I think most people don't even know that this is what it is.
You don't know, but you know what? And this is why scientists, this is why professionals need to speak up, come to
Yeah,
points
let
like this.
them know.
But sorry to say, but ignorant, fearful people go on media who are journalists and because of their fear project their fears about GMOs. And this is not to say the concept of genetically and genetic engineering cannot be misused. No, nobody's saying that. Anything can be misused. As good as I am, I mean, talking about drone technology in agriculture. So security people, SSS, the HONSA, in Nigerian Security Office of National Security, to them, it's first about security. How can this thing might be misused?
Yeah.
Oh, Boko Haram can use it.
Exactly.
All right. But the same logic can also apply to say Boko Haram also use bikes. Boko Haram also use hillocks.
True.
So what cannot be misused? So the question is, how can we regulate? How can we manage technology?
Yeah.
This is where we should be talking about. This is what you should be talking about.
Yeah.
Not misconception that is guided by fears, by phobia, and all of this. But basic understanding of science. It's just their science.
True.
So
I think we should talk more about these things.
we should talk about more
We
about
don't just
these
bring things and dump it on people.
Yeah.
Explain to them what these things
what
are.
this means. Yeah. And that's where science communication actually comes in. We need to
Yeah.
actually, the scientists have to, the town and gown need to mix, the research and extension need to actually
have more talks on these things.
Get more talks on these things, particularly. Oftentimes I used to make this joke, like prayer, like the bad press that GMO has, God will not let you have it. Because it's a good stuff.
Right.
That people have rumors have gone and some bit of misunderstanding has actually entered, which is largely justifiable because of misunderstanding, fears of like, oh, this is genetically modified. This can be misused. These are, and different cases of and all that surrounds it. But yeah, it's
so
a
what are the
concept.
challenges you faced using the agritech? Get into agritech. What are the challenges you faced so far?
Challenges so far.
Yeah.
Well, perception. Like let's step away from, or just a little back from GMO into agritech generally.
Yeah, agritech.
But agritech generally, perception.
Okay.
What's the perception of people at first about this thing?
It? Yeah.
In
they
the
think
last
about
10 years, when people hear past 10 years, when you hear drone technology, what first comes to mind? It's not, oh, we can use it in agriculture, it can spray so and so. No, it's like Osama bin Laden. It's like, right?
Take a video of
how
someone.
can we take people perception from that
to the
new?
Yeah.
Right. So perception, and not only from bad, perception about, oh, we can't afford it, it's expensive. Don't talk to us about it. They are turned off.
But is it expensive?
It is, I would not say it's expensive.
Okay.
It's not expensive. Affordability depends on who is talking. And your pockets too, right?
Word.
It's not expensive. The question, as a business person, you want to actually consider the benefit cost ratio. This is what we talk about. What is the benefit of this thing? When I put the cost together, what am I going to get? ROI, right? In terms of challenges, yes, finance is actually part of it. We want the technology from perception, different sides to perceptions, right? So taking people from that into like a good understanding and awareness, right? It's something that it's not just a day. I have been doing this since 2020.
Yes.
And this is the fourth year, right? So, or going to the fourth year, it
Oh,
yeah. So, but it's not all being like this or rosy from like, oh,
from the scratch.
yeah.
You have to
So
talk to some
you have
people.
to talk, you have to
Yeah.
demonstrate, you have to go all the
Show
way.
workings,
Show
evidence, gas day.
it has to. Oh no, you got it. The evidence has to be
Yeah, we
clear.
have to see evidence.
So the cost benefit, do it for let us see.
Yeah.
Let us see, right? So
Yeah.
and in getting that evidence, we as a proponent of it or providing or trying to, there are cost challenge about finance too. I mean, if I want to do the workings for you, are you going to pay for the workings? No,
Right.
you're not going to pay for the workings.
Right.
So somebody have to bankroll me.
Exactly.
Or have to bankroll that to actually make it work.
Yeah, true,
And
true.
unfortunately, the money does not come from like, let me plug it from a tree.
I should ask you, but
or
yeah, there's a
dig it-
tree that we can
or
plant that
dig
money
it.
grows.
So finance is also another challenge.
Okay.
Because the lack of knowledge from financial institution also would also limit how we can actually run from these, from the service provider perspective or
Okay.
advocacy perspective. So
Yeah.
lack of technical knowledge or people to actually drive it. I have to train people. I mentioned Precision Feed Academy. I have to train folks. I have to, put them a lot of rigor.
Yeah.
Trust.
A lot of training is actually
a lot
needed.
of trainings. You need to manage risks. Somebody was trained like we've crashed several drones times, and you need to actually repair back.
Oh, okay.
But it's part of
You
the
have
process.
to really know how to fly a drone.
You really know how to fly a drone, how to fly a drone safely, ethically, and responsibly, right? So according to regulation, according to to standard operational perspective. So yeah, and this is not only about drones. Regulatory challenges are also there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but regulations are also there. Yeah, good. We are navigating it little by little. Regulatory framework, there could be a challenge with that because technology always precedes. You see, regulation will run. You just begin to run after technology, like, hey, don't leave me, don't leave
Don't
me.
leave me.
Or like we dragging the hem, like, no, you are not going anywhere.
Okay.
It's like that. Do you remember I mentioned perception? It's
Yeah.
the regulatory framework would actually, people can make laws from negative incidents and forget the good, or perhaps the good has not yet come.
Yeah.
The issue of security, people misusing technology, and then the government just make law, ban it. Oh, stop them from using it.
Exactly.
Things like that. So the list goes on and on and on. From people adopting, and also from people also to pushing for the innovation. We all have challenges that we actually face, but I believe that with passion,
Yeah.
with grit, resilience, and strong conviction, you can keep moving, and that's where, at least, this is actually what has kept us going.
So you were talking about training people on how to fly the drone and all.
Yeah.
So when you said that, because you fly the drone, does that mean you can fly a plane? It just came to me while you were talking. I had to ask the question.
No.
Okay.
No, but there are basic, because drones and planes are actually aviation technology, and
Okay.
what is key there is safety, airspace safety, and all that. So yeah, there's some understanding that we have, but even pilots that are piloting planes,
Yeah.
because you can fly Boeing 737 doesn't mean you can actually get on Airbus.
Okay.
You have to be rated for that.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. So with all you've said about agritech, does that mean agritech can actually sustain agriculture in Nigeria?
Agritech is key. I believe that we can do no or less
Okay.
without technology.
Oh.
Yeah, without technology. Yeah.
So a lot of people think that agriculture is for the old people,
Mhm.
it's for poor people.
Mm.
Doesn't make sense at all. But what do you say about that? You're young, very vibrant, and you're a flying farmer. So what can you say about agriculture as a whole? Talk to the younglings out there now.
Okay, yeah. Agriculture is not for the old only. It is even for the young,
Okay.
vibrant, useful,
Yeah.
and youthful. So I I would say youth should, come into agriculture
Yeah.
and bring your creativity, your innovation, your fresh perspective to how things should be done.
Okay.
I know that I see that thing that these our fathers are doing. I don't want to be involved. But if I am given the opportunity, this is how I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And that's why we're actually inviting you to actually come into agriculture. Don't come into agriculture because we tell you to come into agriculture. Do you have something to offer?
Okay.
Right. So if you have something to offer and you can change the game for the better. Do you imagine us having food is not the problem? Like a bag of rice is not sold for 80K. Like, I wish it could be sold for like 15K or back to 5,000.
Yeah.
I remember those days when we buy a bag
Hmm.
for 5,000.
Mm.
I don't want to say the time, but at least maybe my mother would say, I remember the days I buy a bag of rice for for 5 naira.
More critical.
Over 500,
Yeah.
But yeah, my point is come with a purpose,
Yeah.
come with a mission, and because let me be sincere with you. I've been here for 12 years now. It's not easy,
But it gets better.
It gets better.
Yeah.
And as if you have mission, and as if you fulfill your mission a day at a time, you get fulfillment.
Okay.
That's what keeps you going, right? So yeah, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything like, oh, do agriculture, it pays. Yeah, depending on context. You can actually get on farm and actually lose all your life savings.
You just have to work smart.
You have to
and
be
work with the
smart.
right people.
Yeah,
People
work
like
with the right information.
a flying
Learn.
Yeah. Listen to
but
podcasts like this so that you
yes,
can learn.
be educated. Yeah, be educated.
Yeah, be educated.
It's very, very important. Be bold, be audacious. That's it. Yeah,
Okay.
it's not. Yeah.
So agritech is the future. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay, let's say you didn't pick agriculture. What other career path should you have gone into?
Unfortunately, I have no experience in other
It had to be agriculture.
It has always been agriculture, so I've never actually thought about which one again. Which one again?
Really?
I've never thought about it.
You never wanted to be a tech bro, a fintech bro.
As a matter of fact,
You are?
Agriculture. I am. As a matter of fact, agriculture has sustained me. I have not applied for kind of employment because I have been in agriculture. I know what is there, like how to put things together and like
No, that's
just
that
make
they
my
do.
money
They
at
do when
least,
it's civil. Like,
and I'm
Twali Baba.
contented.
That's what I'm doing right now. Twali. That's what I'm doing.
So yeah, so it's not it's agriculture or not.
Agriculture pays the bills, baby.
Yeah,
Is that
it pays the bills. It pays the bills.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
right.
So, flying farmer, what's the missing link between agritech and traditional farming?
Okay. Missing link. How we hear agritech, like we know, is you bringing technology
Yeah.
into agriculture
Okay.
to solve a problem,
Exactly.
to provide a solution.
Make it easier.
Yeah, easy. If the Gen Z would say sexy,
Okay. And the
attractive,
mirror.
yeah, and all that. Right?
Yeah.
So, and a typical farmer, it's not even only in Nigeria. It's not about the app.
Okay.
It's about what is the value of the solution at the end of the day.
Okay.
And in my 4 years journey, active in this agritech particularly,
Okay.
I see that there are some of our services that are good to have, and there are some of our services that are actually important for the farmers to have.
Okay.
Yeah. So something like herb, it's good to have. Some herb solutions
Yeah.
are good to have. Now let's put it together. What I mean here is this: a farmer, a maize farmer, will gravitate more to bring the drone, come and help me spray against fall armyworm. Something tangible, something like that will take away drudgery, compared to bring the drone. I want to know the health of my crop.
Oh.
Ah, if I walk through the farm, I can see my maize are getting yellow now.
Mm.
Do I need an app to actually do that? How much is it? Don't worry. My boys will check it. He has calculated the cost already. I look at your app, look at the offering that you're offering to him. Don't worry. It's not that the solution you are offering to him is not good.
Okay.
It's not that it's not needed.
Yeah.
But what category of need index or the degree does it fall into?
Yeah.
Right. So that's why you hear some farmer like, oh, abs. You are
So
doing
necessary,
abs.
Sha.
Is it necessary?
Yeah,
So how
exactly.
important is it? So in agritech, we have to, because agriculture particularly, it's not that those abs they are important in terms of connecting farmers to consumers. Information asymmetry is actually a problem, right?
Mhm.
So and it has actually changed a lot of lives too, right? So we have to just consider what do they want and their level of perception. Where are they coming from,
Yeah.
right? So, and oftentimes, because agritech is more hard than fintech, it's hard. It's hard because this is not about you having a clean dashboard, a very good UI UX.
Okay.
It's about get on the field, try it out now. Let's see if it works. It's practical.
Yeah.
And again, it's harder because there's what we call reiteration time.
Okay.
For you in agritech, you work with seasons, not days.
Oh.
If it does not work this season, bro, forget. It's next season that you are trying it out.
So it has to work.
It has to be timely.
Yeah.
And even that time, it's short. You have 2 seasons. If you're in the southwest to plant maize,
Yeah.
and that's if rain will fuck you up. Right. So, and this is the times that you have to test your stuffs. So agritech does not take away legs or boot on the ground. It gives, for example, what we do with precision agriculture, it gives direction and precision to the boot on the ground.
Like direction, what to do.
Direction on where to do, what to do.
Yeah.
Helping you feel that sense of like, oh, I've not wasted my time. This is becoming more easier. Like it's not just about the sitting at the office and you're clicking, we are trading and it's not about that. It has to, the tangibility has to be there for farmers to actually appreciate, because that is where the shoe pains the most. All other services are very important.
Yeah.
And if you're good with your marketing and all that, you can, if your software or app solutions falls into that important to have for farmers,
Yeah.
that's fine. So in relation to the question, what is the missing link? The nexus, it's about the value, right? So agritech is mostly valued when it is on ground, not just UI UX. Not just UI UX. It has to be. So we've actually had the perception of software. Software will not only make it soft until you have the hardware on the ground.
Word.
It will not make it soft. Software will not plow the ground. Software will not actually spray the farm. Software will not actually would not actually harvest the crop for you.
Word. So
what are the solutions, technological solutions? This is where we have the hardware technologies, firmware to actually have. So drone technology, and that's why I use the example of our services in terms of drones.
Yeah.
Farmers, our most demanded service is actually the spraying, because it's tangible.
Yeah.
It's tangible. Or compared to using drones to let's monitor the crop.
Yeah, the health.
I can give you the variability map of the field. Which side of the farm is doing well, which side of the farm is not doing well. I give you a good map that is colorful, that represent the reality, right? But to the farmer, is it the color? Okay, if I have the color now, how to apply the fertilizer? Again, with that's also another headache for them.
Yeah.
Right? I give you a variability map now.
Yeah.
Say, okay, this is the farm. This side of the field is not doing well, so and so. Oh yeah, thank you. It's just like the doctor telling you, oh, you have malaria. And the next one is, what should I use and where can I get the drug?
Okay, yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the solution is. It's not just information about the problem.
Yeah, it's how to solve that
How to
problem.
solve that problem to the end point, to the which is on ground, oftentimes.
So how can
On
we
ground.
make them see these things? Like traditional farmers don't want to accept agritech. They think it's a waste of time. What do I need an app for? What can we do to make them see that it makes their job easier and better for them?
Like I said,
Yeah.
we have to oftentimes bundle our solutions, the software and the hardware,
Bring them together.
bring them to work together.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's take case in point is Hello Tractor. Let's take that for example.
Okay.
Hello Tractor connect tractor services or mechanization, link those who are in need of mechanization to those who provide the services from an app. Okay, so the app not necessarily just show UI UX, but the end of the app is to connect people on ground together.
Okay.
Farmers have impact on that already. Oh, through this app, I'm able to actually get a tractor owner who is
Yeah.
able to lease me his tractor to plow my 10 hectares farm, and I'm able to plant as at when due. That's due, right?
Okay.
So, oh, and I'm able to every other stuff, monitoring the tractor at the back end, how many hectares it does. Those are hard on, but the solution itself is how can I get a tractor driver and to plow my ground at the right time.
Yeah.
That's the solution. So it's about the value perception at the end of the day. It's not that farmers do not actually want technology. How do we also communicate the value proposition?
Yeah.
So we mentioned the other time you have to show the working. You have to
Evidence.
show evidence.
You guys show the
So
evidence.
nothing beats the fact that farmers. It's not that they are laggard. They are not innovative, but they want you to show it. Show it.
Show working.
Show it at no cost to me.
As far as I don't get to pay.
Yeah, show it at no cost. Hey, I'm convinced.
That's how
I've
it
not
works.
seen it before. Or somebody influential who is a farmer amongst them have used it and give them like, oh,
Feedback.
he used it. We got 5 hectares, 5 tons. He got 10. No.
Make it
Is
10.
that thing you use, right? Bring
Make
it. Let
10.
us. We are going to use it next season.
Oh, I
That
get
is
it.
the way to convince, right? To convince them, change their perception. They might actually have some bad experience with some technology too, which can also have lead into another, right? Another technology, differently, entirely different, right? But because of their negative perception, like that one did not work. This one might be the same too. So you have to do the work of convincing, like, this one they work, this one they work. So I don't believe that farmers do not want to actually adopt technology.
Okay.
It's the value offering. How do you communicate it? How do you demonstrate it? That actually matters.
True.
And does that value offering really strike a chord in them? Like, okay, this is the information I need that will change my life. Or, oh, thank you for the information, but I'm not buying.
Oh, nice.
It's a lot. So that's why we say agritech is complex. So if you are going to come into agritech, be sure that you have a proven value proposition.
Carry evidence, go.
Carry evidence, come, yeah.
So if this was a debate, this would have been the point I would have said, with these few points of ours, I hope we've been able to convince and not to confuse you that agritech is the way.
It's the way. It's the way.
Okay, Mr. Femi, if you were told to describe yourself with 3 words, what would they be?
I'm innovative.
Okay.
I'm passionate. And I'm
drum roll. Ba-dum.
I'm focused.
You need to focus, so you guys focus.
Yeah, focus.
All right. Your listeners, viewers would want to know where to follow you on, what platforms to follow you on, where you on.
Okay, I am on X and Instagram as the Flying Farmer. Just type the Flying Farmer. So Flying Farmer, don't put a space between the farmer and flying. It's always together. You would find me. And on Facebook, on LinkedIn, you would find me at Femi Adekoya. You would find me. And maybe if you are if you can check on Google, just type the Flying Farmer right?
It's there. It's right in your face. Flying farmer.
You find me there. So, yeah, you can also follow my company, Integrated Area Precision. So that's IA Precision on X
Okay.
and also on IG. Integrated Area Precision on Facebook and LinkedIn, right? So on YouTube too. At least we're showing out some content, right?
Okay.
So Precision Feed Academy too, where you can get trained, where you can actually become a tech inclined and digitally savvy farmers or agricultural professionals,
Okay.
right? Follow us at Precision Feed _ on X and Instagram, Precision Feed Academy on Facebook and LinkedIn. So that's where you're going to find us, and www.iaprecision.com or www.precisionfeedacademy.org.
Thank you very much, Mr. Femi.
Thank you so much.
Okay. So the next time I hear you tell me that agriculture is for the poor or for the old people, I'll stone you my shoe. Because take a journey down all the podcasts I've had so far, we've had at the Grow Podcast, and check out all our guests. They're rich, beautiful, handsome, and so demure. This is why I draw the curtain on today's episode. I remain your host to the most, the blackest girl in your neighborhood. And like I would always say, this podcast, sir, is helping you grow. So help us grow by following us on all our social media platforms as displayed on the screen, and hit the subscribe button. Turn on post notifications so whenever we post content, you're the first to know. And until the next time I see you, stay safe.